After a series of setbacks and doubts as to whether Senegal's presidential election would actually take place before the end of President Macky Sall's term on April 2nd, the election was held on March 24th without any major incidents and in a transparent manner. A few hours after the polls closed, partial results were already pointing to a first-round winner, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, the candidate of the most outspoken opposition to the incumbent government and second in command of the African Patriots of Senegal for Work, Ethics and Fraternity Party, also called PASTEF. Released from prison just 10 days before the election after 11 months in pre-trial detention, the 44-year-old former tax inspector will be the youngest and most unexpected president in the history of independent Senegal. He will be the continent's youngest serving president when he takes office, and also the first polygamous president. Here is our covers report.
With just a week to woo the voters, they used the short campaign period to their advantage. Before that, Bassirou Diomaye Faye and Ousmane Sonko were incarcerated by the incumbent President Macky Sall. Sall only ordered their release after pressure from the country's court. When voting approached, all the candidates, including President Sall's pick Amadou Ba, an only female candidate, Anta Babakar, cast their ballot in an election regarded widely as a hot contest. Within hours of the polls closing and ballots being counted, the country's election commission declared a winner. But it took the appeals court's intervention to issue the final verdict. Eventually, the country's constitutional council approved the verdict.
Bassirou Diomaye
Faye, 2,434,751 votes. No reservations or objections were raised during the work by the members, all of whom agreed on the data and values adopted.
Faye's supporters celebrated on the streets even before the candidate was declared winner. The little-known 44-year-old opposition leader became leader of a country that is considered West Africa and indeed the region's bastion of democracy. Faye's victory also reflected the frustration among the youth with the high unemployment and concerns about governance in the West African nation. Backed by popular opposition leader Ousmane Sonko, Faye has vowed to protect Senegal from corruption and interference from foreign powers like former colonial master France.
The Senegalese people have chosen to break with the past, to give substance to the immense hopes raised by our vision of society. I hope that our vision of society has given substance to their aspirations. I pledge to govern with humility and transparency and to fight corruption at all levels. I pledge to devote myself fully to rebuilding our institutions and strengthening the foundations of our way of life together.
After being declared president-elect, Faye and his compatriot Sonko headed to the presidential palace to meet the man who imprisoned them both before the polls. With humility, composure and smiles on their faces, the meeting revealed no grudges, indicating a smooth, democratic transition of power. Before this, Faye had only ever run for mayor of his hometown, Ndia Kaneo, a small settlement on a sandy track, crisscrossed by horse carts carrying women and their wares to the market. He lost that election in 2022. Few in Senegal know the remarkable journey of the 44-year-old tax inspector who rode a wave of youth discontent to become Africa's youngest elected president. In many ways, Faye is a typical young Senegalese man, passionate on Facebook, often wearing wireless earbuds and seeming more comfortable in a traditional kaftan than the tailored Western-style suits favoured by his predecessor, Macky Sall. And the other talk in town and a first for Senegal and Africa. Faye, a staunch Muslim, will become the first openly polygamous president with two first ladies by his side. Polygamy is common in Senegal, including among his ethnic group, the Serer. Faye was inaugurated as the fifth president of the Republic of Senegal in Dakar on the 2nd of April, 2024. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.